can't hear you, Sandeep. I'm not sure why. Oh, that's better. I can
Good evening.
Hi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, hello. I think so we missed that voice. So, welcome you back again for today's session of storytelling. And today being the World Literacy Day, today we're going to have two sessions. First session is going to be for kids between 3 to 8 years of age, and session 2 is going to be for kids 8 to 12 years of age. And we have got a wonderful guest with us, Yasmin, today. And she's with a mom, Claudia. And Claudia, you all know very well, she's a phenomenal HR leader. She's a chartered MCIPD. And today, Yasmin is going to take us to a journey of amazing stories. The first, I think so, Yasmin, you're going to show your young viewers some interesting toys, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, let's start with that.
Fantastic. So my name is Claudia. I'm thankful for the introduction. And this is my daughter Yasmin. So I'm going to hand over to Yasmin. Want to talk about what story you're going to be telling today, Yasmin?
So the first story I'm going to be talking about is The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
That we decided what made turn the music off. That's it. Thank you. First of all, we've got so many amazing bears that are waiting to see you. They're all behind us. We know you've had a really hard day. You've either been at nursery, you've been at school, or you've been homeschooling, haven't you? So you've been really looking forward probably to tonight, not going to bed, but you've been looking forward to tonight. And we've been really excited to see you. So Yasmin has brought down quite a few bears because she wants to introduce you to the bears. I don't know if we'll have time to meet everyone. And I won't ask Yasmin who's her favourite bear because I know you won't like that question, will you, Yasmin?
I won't.
So off you go, Yasmin. Who would you like to introduce first?
Okay, the first teddy is Ollie. He's an octopus. He's very nice to sleep on and he's very squishy.
He's all squidgy. The only problem with Ollie, and Yasmin hasn't disclosed this, who does Ollie belong to, Yasmin?
Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. Ollie, Yasmin, who does Ollie belong to?
Jared.
Ollie's Yasmin's brothers, but she forgot to mention that. So she borrowed Ollie for the evening. This one, I love him. What's his name, Yasmin?
This is Chi-Chi.
Oh, sorry. Chi-Chi. This is Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi usually gets carried around in a Paris Hilton type bag.
Hello, Chi-Chi.
Little pop
Say hi to Chi-Chi. We're not going to go too excited because we know that you're all getting ready for bed. So we don't want to excite you too much. I've got this tiny little bear. What's this, Yasmin? Who's this?
That's Rosie.
Rosie. Say hello to Rosie.
Hello, Rosie.
Rosie's tiny. She's about 1.5 inches tall. And then we've got so many. We've got a really famous bear, and I know you will know without knocking them all down. This is a really famous bear. Does anyone know who this is? I'm sure you can guess. So this is a famous bear. Who is it, Yasmin?
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. When Yasmin was about 2, she was running into a Hello Kitty store and bumped into the glass door because she thought it was left open because she always loved Hello Kitty. And I quite like Hello Kitty too. I'm sure you do as well. We've got so many other bears, but we're going to get on with the storytelling. If anyone really wants to see some more bears next time, we'll be able to show them to you. So the first story we've got, I'll hand over to Yasmin. What are you going to read first, Yasmin?
The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle.
And as I said, this is one of our ultimate favourite stories. I had it read to me, I'm sure, when I was small myself, and Yasmin as well. And I'm sure your mum, dad, or your guardian, they'll know this story. So, and I'm sure you will too. And we're going to read it to you now.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. On Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. I'm so hungry. On Monday, he ate through one apple.
Stop there.
But he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry.
He's a really good eater, isn't he? And he eats so much healthy food. Oh, what's he eating now?
On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake.
I think so. Now he's transforming into me now.
Well, he was all healthy until Saturday.
1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and a slice of watermelon. That night he had a stomachache.
I'm not surprised.
It's a lot of food. The very hungry caterpillar then ate through 1 green leaf. He started to feel better. Now the caterpillar was no longer small. He was a big, fat caterpillar. As you can see, he turned from little to big. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks.
Imagine 2 weeks inside that cocoon.
Then he nibbled a small hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and a beautiful butterfly.
Wow, he turned into a beautiful butterfly.
He's so wonderful. I love all his colors.
What was your favourite part of that book, Yasmin?
Probably the chocolate cake.
Oh, we love chocolate cake too.
What's your favorite color butterfly?
I think purple and blue.
Oh, I love the orange ones.
Oh, do you? What's your favourite colour butterfly? We see quite a few butterflies in Dubai actually flying around.
Yes, butterfly is not talking now. Might be green because she ate a lot of green.
Oh, you like green ones? Anyway, thank you for that lovely story, Yasmin, and I hope you all enjoyed that at home too. The next story, now that was a special story that we had for you because we didn't know until this afternoon we decided that we're going to, Yasmin was going to read that because it's one of our favourites. So now we've got, I can do either Mr. Noisy or Little Miss Princess. So which one shall we read first, Yasmin?
I think Little Miss Princess.
Little Miss Princess, okay. So get comfortable. I've got my cozy blanket. You can cover yourself with your blanket if you want to. Get really comfy and we'll read Little Miss Princess. And this is the front cover. Some of you will know the Mr. Men books. They're really popular. Roger Hargreaves. And if you buy one of these, you can get your parents or guardian to buy one of these Mr. Men books. There's so many varieties. And you can see all the different types of Mr. Men on the back. And today we've got Little Miss Princess. Little Miss Princess's father was a king and her mother was a queen, which, as I'm sure you know, meant that Little Miss Princess was a princess. And here she is, looking out the window of her amazing castle. Can you see her there? She's pink and she's got a gold crown. And because she was a princess, she lived in a castle with turrets and a moat and a very big castle. And this is what a turret is. You see here? It's like a tower in a castle. And this is the moat. And a moat is around the castle. It's usually filled with water to stop people from coming to the castle. So Little Miss Princess is very well protected in her castle. And because she was a princess, she had lots of people to do everything for her. And we're not like that, are we? We do lots of things for ourselves. So she's got people to mow the lawns, people to cook her breakfast, and she even had people to make her bed. Imagine, and there's the gardener. He's gardening her lawn for her while she's looking out the window of the castle. And you would imagine that this would have made her rude and spoilt, but she was a kind and generous and good-hearted princess. I'm so lucky to be a princess. I must spread my luck around, she would say to herself every morning. And she did this by trying to help people. So you can see her there. Her butler is giving her a toothbrush. Do you have a butler who gives you a toothbrush? No, we don't, do we, Yasmin?
I think most of the kids, they have a butler, mom and dad.
Yes. Do you have a butler, Mr. Sandy? Oh, you've gone on mute again.
I'm for my daughter, I'm the butler.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got to always up.
Yeah, I know that feeling. No, Yasmin, she's pretty self-sufficient. I have to say that because she's there, but she is. Okay, so Little Miss Princess, she sent a chef to cook her meals for Little Miss Sunshine. So Little Miss Princess decided to ask the chef to cook meals for Little Miss Sunshine when she heard that Little Miss Sunshine was sick with the flu. And there's Little Miss Sunshine. Can you see her? She's eating her meals that Little Miss Princess bought her.
Lovely warm soup.
Yeah. When she overheard Mr. Busy complaining how busy he was, she sent a gardener to mow his lawn. And she sent a maid to Little Miss Neat's house when she heard that Little Miss Neat had worn out her mop. All of this was very useful and everyone was very grateful. But Little Miss Princess did not feel that she was really doing anything to help. So when she heard that Mr. Bump had broken his leg, she rushed around to his house. I'll hold it this side, Yasmin, so I'm not covering your face. She rushed around to his house to help and to see what she could do. I haven't got any groceries, said Mr. Bump. You could go to the shops for me. So Little Miss Princess went to the shops, but because she was a princess, she'd never been shopping before. So there she is. She's at Mr. Bump's house, and he's giving her instructions on what to buy because he's hurt his leg. Mr. Bump, those of you will know, he falls over all the time and bumps himself.
Very clumsy.
Yeah, he's clumsy and accident prone. So she went to the baker's. 6 sausages, please, she said to the baker. We don't have sausages, said the baker. She went into the butcher's and asked for peas. We don't have peas, said the butcher. And she went into the greengrocer's and asked for a loaf of bread. Imagine. We don't have any bread, said the greengrocer. So she went back to Mr. Bump's house with an empty shopping basket. So there she is with the butcher, and he's thinking, what is she doing in my shop? I only sell meat. And she's asking for, what was she asking for at the butcher's? Can you remember? Can you remember what she asked the butcher for? Can you remember, Yasmin?
I think it was sausages.
No, but that would be right, wouldn't it? She asked for peas. Yeah, because I checked it anyway. I cheated. I double checked. The shops is sold out of everything, she explained to Mr. Bump. Everything said a puzzled Mr. Bump. Yes, the butcher had no peas, the baker had no sausages, and the greengrocer said he didn't have any bread. Oh, said Mr. Bump, realizing what had happened. Why don't you try the supermarket? She should have gone to Carrefour, shouldn't she, or Lulu, or Waitrose, or Spinneys? And she didn't. Sometime later, little Miss Princess returned with the shopping. She offered to help, but put everything away. But because she was a princess, she had never, ever unpacked the shopping. So she didn't have a clue what to do. We know how to pack shopping, don't we? Because you help your mum or your dad and your guardian. You help them pack their shopping. We know you do. But she didn't have a clue. But she tried. That's the main thing. She tried. So she put the sausages in the cupboard, the frozen peas in the bread bin, and the bread in the drawer. So she got everything muddled up. Imagine she put the sausages in the cupboard. That would be a terrible disaster, wouldn't it, Yasmin? And guess where she put the milk? Where did she put the milk, Yasmin?
In the oven.
She put the milk in the oven. What a disaster. Dear. Oops. After she had put the shopping away, little Miss Princess offered to clean Mr. Bump's house. But because she was a princess, she never cleaned anything before. She dusted the dishes, she polished the sofa, and she mopped the carpet. Oh no, look at her mopping the carpet. Don't try that at home, anyone. Don't try and mop the carpet. Oh,
Disaster!
I'm sure you may know someone who's mopped the carpet before or done things wrong around the house, but we don't do that. Little Miss Princess then went upstairs to make Mr. Bump's bed. But because she was a princess, she had never made a bed before. Look, she got covered completely in the blanket. She didn't know how to make the bed because she's a princess. Are you a princess? Do you make the bed? Do you make your bed, Yasmin?
Of course I do.
Yasmin's actually more organised than I am. Little Miss Princess then offered to cook supper for Mr. Bump, but because she was a princess, she had never cooked a meal before. Oh no, she's trying to cook. Look, we dread to see what's happening. For supper, they had burnt the sausages with burnt potatoes, and she even burnt the peas. Poor Mr. Bump, he's sick, and he's got a burnt dinner. Does anyone's mum or dad burn the dinner or guardian? No, I'm sure have we had any burnt dinners? I'm sure we probably have over the years at some point.
I had a number of them.
Oh dear, said little Miss Princess, throwing the burnt meal away. I'm just no good at anything. Oh, I wouldn't say that, said Mr. Bump. I'm sure you're good at all sorts of things. Like what? Sniffled little Miss Princess. She's feeling upset now because she thinks she can't do anything right. And sometimes we feel like that, but there's always things that we can do right. I know, said Mr. Bump. Why don't you ring for a pizza? So she can ring delivery, you see. She's got a quick thought there. What will
Yummy pizza.
What will that prove? Asked little Miss Princess. Well, said Mr. Bump, and here he's giving her the telephone to ring Deliveroo and order a pizza, because he's fed up now with her burnt cooking. Well, it does prove that you're really good at giving orders. So it proves that she's really good at giving orders by ordering a pizza. And that is the end of The Little Miss Princess. And you can grab this book in any bookshop or on Amazon. It's by Roger Hargreaves. And there's lots of other. We love the Mr. Men books, don't we, Yasmin?
Yes.
Really fantastic. So that was our second book.
Great!
Yay.
Lovely!
Hope
So
you
I think so
enjoyed
now we have a little overshot the time, and we are going.
Okay.
And if you would like to wrap up with a small, quick, short story, so that we can start the next session.
Definitely. Yasmin's going to read to us next. Now, this is an amazing book that we've actually had at home for 23 years because Yasmin's brother is 23. And you can see that it's actually falling apart. But it's a great book, and you can tell your mum or dad or guardian to buy you a book like this. It's very, sorry, I have to cover Yasmin's face for a second. Sorry, Yas. It's 366 stories and poems by Georgie Adams and Selena Young. And it's a year full of stories. And why we love this book is because it has, even though it is falling apart, every day of the year, it has a small story, a very, very short story. So you can read it yourself, or you can get your parents or guardian to read it for you. And what
Let's have one small story from there, and then we will close this session.
Absolutely. So we'll read. We don't have time to read Mr. Noisy today, but we'll read that next time. So Yasmin's going to read to you. What date are you looking at? Because every date has a different story, but you don't have to read. Today we're the 8th of September, but you don't have to read that date. What story do you like from here, Yasmin?
I like The Dreamboat.
The Dreamboat. So that's from the 17th of August, but we're going to step back in time to the 17th of August and read you The Dreamboat, because every story has every date has a story for every day of the year.
The Dreamboat. Patrick loved to travel at bedtime. He could go round the world and back again. On Monday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. "Let's go somewhere hot tonight," he said. So they did. Patrick sailed to a tropical island in his dreamboat. It was full of parrots and palm trees. While they were there, Patrick picked a bunch of bananas. There's Patrick in the tropical
Oh yeah, you can see
island.
him there.
He's there, and he has his boat and everything. On Tuesday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. "Let's go somewhere cold tonight," he said. So first, they went to the South Pole and met some penguins playing on the ice. Then they sailed to the North Pole. "I'm freezing," said Patrick, snuggling up to a polar bear. So that's Patrick. He's obviously very cold because he's in the South Pole. And there's him with a polar bear, trying to keep warm because it's very cold there.
I wish we had a polar bear to keep us warm, Yasmin, don't you? Have you got any polar bears behind?
I've actually got one here. But she's in Power Rangers.
Power Rangers polar bear.
On Wednesday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. "Let's go swimming tonight," he said. The dreamboat took Patrick to the ocean. There were catfish and dogfish swimming below the waves. Patrick dived in and bumped into a swordfish. "Ouch!" he cried and woke up. So there's Patrick. He is in the water with a swordfish. You can see the catfish and the dogfish.
That's so many fish, huh? Wow.
On Thursday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. "Let's go to a desert," he said, and off they went. They found a pyramid, and Patrick went inside. He saw some mummies standing in a row. "Where are the daddies?" asked Patrick, but there was no reply. There's Patrick near the mummies. On Friday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. "Let's go to a jungle," he said. There were tigers and snakes in the jungle. Patrick swung through the trees. "I'm Tarzan," he cried. "Look at me." There's Patrick. He's swinging with the tigers and the monkeys.
He's not scared to do that, Yasmin.
I don't think so. He's quite fearless at this point.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. Let's climb a mountain tonight, he said. There were eagles and wolves on the mountain, and Patrick could see the whole world from on top. So there's Patrick. He is on top of the mountain. On Sunday, Patrick sat in his dreamboat. He couldn't think of where to go next. He had been round the world and back again. Patrick yawned and snuggled under the blankets. Tonight, he said, I'll just stay home in bed. There's Patrick, all ready to go for bed.
Patrick, he has such an exciting life, doesn't he, going around the world in his dreamboat?
I would love a dreamboat.
Let's have a look at that. Is that a poem? There's a poem underneath. Rainbows for the 18th of August. When it's muddy sort of weather, with rain and sun together, you may look and way up high, see a rainbow in the sky. And before it fades away, name each colour, can you say? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. And that's all from Yasmin and myself this evening. Make sure you go to bed for mum and dad or your guardian. Make sure you go to bed now because it's getting quite late, isn't it? I know it's past some of your bedtime, but it's lovely to have you this evening with us for the World Literacy Day. Over to you, Yasmin.
Thank you so much for joining this session. I hope you have a lovely sleep.
Yeah, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yasmin, and thank you for being a guest of honor today evening at the Global Society of Human Capital Management event. And thank you, Claudia, for coming and sharing this wonderful story. And so now we walk into our next session, session number 2, where we will be having a wonderful story for kids between 8 to 12 years. And that's going to be the Midnight Gang.
That's right. So we'll be reading the first chapter, maybe more, depending on how much time we've got for the midnight.
Let's step into another session now. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you, Yasmin. Bye. Take care.